Hey bosses, have you ever wondered how some of those entrepreneurs that you're watching out there seem to flawlessly get their content created and out there? They're never stressed about it. They always know what they're going to post. They don't have to struggle for their social media captions or to get photos ready, and wondered how you could do that yourself. Well, today we're actually breaking down how you can batch create content for 3 months in as little as an afternoon or a day. And this is something I do within my own business. My people who see me, who see the inside of my business, always wonder why I can seem like so much of a robot just pumping out all of this really great content. And it's because I batch create it. It's because I take the time to plan it out and then execute this particular content so that once it rolls around, I don't have to worry about it. I always know what I'm posting. I've always got my captions ready. I always have my videos done and ready to go. I don't have to stress about creating content on a week-to-week or day-to-day basis. And so today on the Social Media for Bosses talk show, we are talking all about how to do this. I'm going to be breaking down the tips that I use for creating my own content calendar and getting that created in as little as an afternoon and done for months to come. It saves me so much time. It is so incredibly helpful, and I'm going to be breaking that down for you guys. So if you're joining us live here on YouTube, I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know what type of business you run so that I can cater this to you guys and specifically use your businesses as examples as we are doing today's talk show. And before we jump in, shout out. Thank you so much for joining us. We got some great comments on YouTube this week. Great info. Thank you. I'm a new subscriber and looking forward to seeing your videos. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that you are a brand new subscriber to the channel. Shout out to Lifestyles Recreated. So much great info here. I need to go back and take notes. Thanks for sharing so much value. Well, Lifestyles Recreated, I am so excited that you are here and finding value in our videos. We did a live Ask Me Anything yesterday where I was answering your social media questions, and I am so glad that this was helpful to you. Speaking of, we also had Sabine join us over on our YouTube page as well. She said, the moment you search frantically for a pen, as there are so many golden nuggets in there. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, Sabine. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. P.S. Love your channel as well. If you guys have not checked her out, make sure you do. And today we're talking all about how to batch create so that you're ready to go. And I do this for my photos. I do this for my videos. I do this for my captions. I know what I'm posting months in advance because I am taking the time to plan this out. So are you guys ready? Let's jump in. Let's talk about how to batch create 3 months worth of content in a single day or single afternoon or in a single week if you are someone just jumping into this and want to take it a little bit slower. So let's chat all about this. The main thing is that you need to pick one big theme per month. Now, this is one of those things where you're going to sit down and plan about 3 months. So what do you want to talk about? What is your big focus going to be for that month? You are then going to be taking these themes, and this is going to be the determining factor in the social media posts that you're putting out there, in the videos you're creating, in the photos you're creating, in the captions that you're writing, in the newsletters you're sending out, in what you are doing in any area of your business as you are promoting it for that particular month. So we're going to pick 3 big themes because we're working on 3 months of content, 1 per month. Now, once you have that figured out, you are then going to be breaking each of these into different weeks. So you've got one big theme with several smaller themes inside of it. So let's just say as a social media strategist who is talking and educating on social media, my theme for the month might be Instagram. And then my weeks might be Instagram Live, Instagram Stories, IGTV, how to post to your main feed, and I can break that down. Now, I can break it down even further because that was a big, broad, general topic for me. Let's just say I am teaching on Instagram Live, which I am doing right now. If you're following along with me live, I am teaching about Instagram Lives right now. And all month long, all this section long, I'm talking about the different facets of Instagram Live. So I'm talking about how to do it button for button, what actually goes into an Instagram Live, how to do an interview on Instagram Live. I'm talking about how to do an Ask Me Anything on Instagram Live. And so that's 4 big topics for me that I can do within 1 month. Now, I obviously put out more content than that. That's actually more like 2 weeks for me. But you can break it down so each week has an overarching theme, and you focus on that within your photos, your videos, your social media posts, your captions, the things that you're doing out there on social media. So you're having one big overall topic, and then you are breaking it down into smaller topics for your different weeks. Now, here's the thing. You do need to create one big piece of content for each week, but you don't need to create tons of content for every single day of the week. There are 7 days in a week. All I need you to do is create one really big, important thing per week. So if you do a video, one important video per week. That's not hard, right? So you create one video per week, but then you're going to repurpose it in different ways. So you're going to put a teaser clip out on IGTV. You are going to go and do an Ask Me Anything on Instagram Live. You are going to do several photos and captions and video clips over on Facebook and on your main feed. You're going to have one big overarching piece of content, and then everything else you do kind of drives people to that big piece of content for the week. So whatever you're doing is built around that one piece of content. And you need to focus on that big piece of content. Everything else really just goes into supporting that. So it's just smaller things like the photos, like the little video clips, like the teaser trailers, like the Ask Me Anythings, or like the live broadcast or the Instagram stories that you're doing. All of that should focus toward that one piece of big content. So if you're following along, for breaking this down with me, we've got in 1 month, one big theme with 3 to 4 different themes inside of it. So smaller niched down themes for each week in the month. And then those different days within the week focus on that. So really, you're focused on creating 4 big pieces of content per month. 4 important things. Everything else just supports it. You're doing the photos, you're doing the clips, just the small things to drive people to the big piece of content. So right here, that should take down your overwhelm. I know this can be a lot. When I say you're creating 3 months worth of content or even a month's worth of content, it can get really scary and overwhelming, because who wants to plan an entire week, much less an entire month of content in one sitting? But it's actually a lot easier than it sounds, because you have that overarching topic, and then you're breaking it down into those bullet points and then just supporting those bullet points. Now, you got to remember, you're repurposing your content. So you get the one big thing and you're repurposing it. And then what I need you to do is actually get out a calendar. I want you to get out a physical calendar, whether it's on your computer, or it is a printout, or it's in some kind of planner. You got to have something you can physically see. I'm a digital girl, so I love my digital calendars. But a lot of people like their physical planners. I was that girl until last year when I digitized my life. But you're going to get a calendar specific to your content, not your social life, not your extra stuff, specific to your content. And at the top of your calendar, you're going to write down your topic. And then for each week, I want you to mark down what that main niche down topic is. And then for the 7 days of the week, you're going to put somewhere that one big piece of content, and then the little pieces of content that drive toward that bigger piece of content. And again, big content doesn't have to be anything more than a video, or you are putting out a really good PDF, or you're doing some kind of freebie, or you're teaching a webinar or some kind of lesson, or you're doing a live broadcast. Whatever it happens to be, that is your main piece of content. It does not have to be huge. You do not have to plan to create an entire website with multiple videos and challenges and all of these things. It does not have to be big like that. It can be as small as one YouTube video. Get that onto your calendar and then schedule out the rest of your stuff. And remember, you're repurposing it. And as you're repurposing it, you are going to then take your content and mix it up. So the day you put out your video, I want you to take a teaser clip and post it on a different social media platform on another day. In fact, you can reuse a lot of these things. If you're taking photos, you can post it on Instagram and Facebook. Just don't do it at the same day. Just take one day for Instagram and one day for Facebook and kind of mix up your posts so the different audiences see it at different times. This is a really great way to mix up your content. And pro tip here, if you really want to do a good job at mixing up your content and having unique things on each platform, take one part that is the same and then change something else. So if you put the same photo on Facebook and Instagram, just change the caption. Or if you use the same caption, use a different photo. It looks like an entirely different type of content, and it's going to reach people in an entirely different way. And it's just simple little tweaks like that. Pretty cool, right? Okay, So let's talk specifically about how you can batch create these different types of content, because that's my real focus here. This is what I want to talk about. You guys know I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, I'm a content creator, I'm a graphic designer. Like, I do these things for a living. And so I'm going to break down some of these things to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So let's chat a little bit about photos. Now, as a photographer and as someone who is a social person on social media who posts once a day or more, photos are really, really important to me, and I take the time to do them. But if I spread these out over a couple of days, so like every day I took a new one, that would end up being a lot of my time, a lot of my effort. There's a lot of setup that goes into it. And if I get busy, oh no, I'm not going to do it. And I will not have content for that day. So when I'm doing my photos, I plan to do the majority of my month's photos or 3-month photos all in one sitting. So I will have multiple outfits out because I take photos of myself. I will have all of my props out. I'll have anything that I'm promoting out. And then I will set up my lights if I'm using artificial light, or I'll set up by my window for natural light. And then I will photograph everything all at once. Now, admittedly, I do tend to break my photo shoots into 2 different types of sessions. I'll do the flat lay sessions. If you guys have not checked out our flat lay feed on here, if you have not checked out our playlist, you can go ahead and check that out, where I show you exactly how to take flat lay photos. So those are promotional photos of objects. You can learn how to do that as a professional without the professional training or the professional equipment to get that higher end look. And I do those in one setting because it's me standing over objects, taking pictures, and I just swap things in and out, change my backgrounds, change my accessories, and I am good to go with that. I can knock out a ton of that within half an hour, 40 minutes, an hour, get so many photos from that. And pro tip here, as you're taking photos, if you're doing flat lays, take it straight down, but also take it at an angle for more of a lifestyle look, and you double your photos without changing things. Pretty cool, right? So I do take my flat lay photos in one setting, and then I'll take photos of me in another setting, and I will swap out my outfits. So I'll take a couple photos in this dress, I'll take a couple photos in another dress, I'll take a couple photos in another dress, I'll put on a really cute blazer, I'll take a couple photos, and it's as easy as switching outfits or switching accessories, because you're going to be spacing these out. So even if you have the same dress or the same outfit on, switch the jewelry, switch the hat, add things in, take things away, and you get multiple looks for it. And all you have to do is space it out. So the blue dress is not next to the blue dress with the hat. You just space them out and people don't even know. It's a great thing. So all you have to do when you are creating these photos is to switch things out at the same time, because then you're not setting up your setups every single day. You're not turning on your lights every single day. You don't have to do it in real time. You can get those before and have them ready to go. And if you don't want to edit them that second, at least you have the photos taken. You can edit and retouch them before you put them out there, but you don't have to do it right that second. As long as you have the photos, you will have content to go. Now, this is the same way as doing this for your videos, which is really important. When it comes to videos, and this is key. I know a lot of you are video creators here, so please listen to me carefully on this one. When you are creating your videos, batch creation is so important, because videos require you to think. They require you to say words. They require you to know the thing that you're speaking about. And for those of you who are really good at doing YouTube or Facebook videos, and you are paying attention to what you're doing, and you are creating those playlists and that bingeable content, when you do this in a single sitting, you don't forget things. You remember what you just talked about. You remember videos you can point out. You get into that flow, and it's a lot easier to speak. I know for a lot of us, when we're just getting into videos, if we haven't done videos in a little while, or we're just jumping into a single video that we're doing every single time we need a new one instead of batch creating them, it takes a minute to get into the flow. We have to think about what we're saying, how we're speaking, how we're reacting, the content that we're delivering. And it takes a minute to get our minds into it. And sometimes it takes quite a few takes to get your videos. Once you start doing this in a batch creation form, it makes it easier. It gets your mind engaged. Your stuff's already set up, so you don't have to worry about your lighting. You don't have to worry about your focus. You don't have to worry about your audio. It's all ready to go. Everything is good. And you can stand there and you can knock out a dozen videos at once, as long as you have it planned within your content calendar. So if you know what's coming next, you don't have to think about it. You just have to deliver that content and say, in the next video, this is what we're talking about, and immediately film that video. So you're good to go. I knock out so many videos that I don't have to create videos for months on end. And I just do it one after the next, so I'm ready to go and I don't have to worry about it. Now, I don't always edit them right in that moment. Sometimes I wait until a couple weeks before or the week before or the night before. Admittedly, I have done that. But as long as the content is created, I don't have to worry about creating it. I just have to worry about editing it and making it sound decent. But I don't have to set up my lights. I don't have to learn my script. I don't have to have my bullet points figured out. I don't have to figure out my freebies or my extra things. I just have to get it into my editing program, put my overlays on it, and I'm good to go. It saves so much time because you don't have to think to get in it. And it's so much easier. Honestly, it is so much easier if you do back-to-back videos because your mouth remembers how to form words, which can be hard when you're doing videos. Your brain is engaged. You know that content. You don't have to start thinking about it. You don't have to remember what you filmed 2 weeks ago because it's all right there. You've done it. And so batch creating videos is one of the best things you can do. But you know what else is pretty cool? Creating your captions. So when you are figuring out the captions for your videos or for your photos, sit down and make a list. Pull up a note on your phone. I do it all the time. I have so many notes on my phone. It's insane. And I just pull up my captions. I have a running list of captions. So anything I might potentially want to say to them when I'm educating them about my business or about my products or about my services, or when I am going to ask them a question, when I'm going to ask them opinions, when I know I have an event coming up, I start taking a running list of those potential questions, those potential comments that I could be giving to the people, and I put them into that list. Now, sometimes you're going to want to do it in the moment. If you are out and about on location, you want to show something off, you want to add something in, you can change this up. Just because you've created a content calendar does not mean you have to stick to it all the time. You can mess with it a little bit, and that's totally okay. But keep a running list of captions, especially if you know the ones that are going to go with which photos or videos. So if you know something is coming and you are pairing it with a specific look, that's amazing. But you can also have a running list of general concepts that you can put out there on social media and just keep recycling through them. And pro tip on this one, friends, if you have a running list of comments that you can cycle through, you can then change them just a little bit month to month to month. So sit down, come up with a list of captions that are really, really good and kind of on the general side, and then customize those every single month. You could actually potentially sit yourself down, come up with 31 different captions that are a little bit on the general side, and then customize them every single month and change them and change the order. But you don't have to think about it. Pretty cool, right? That is, I mean, like, that's peak batch creation. If you can come up with a list of those really great captions, and then all you have to do is fill in some blanks, change some things, ask them questions about something a little bit different that has to do with the photo or video you're putting out, it saves you so much time and effort, and it's already done for you. Pretty cool. I'm a big fan of this. So I want to hear from you guys. How do you do your batch creation? What do you do when it comes to creating things all at the same time? I do this for all of my content, and I create 3 months of content in a single afternoon. I can actually sit down, create a content calendar, know those overarching themes, and I can take my photos and film all of my videos in a single day. Now, that does not count editing. Editing takes a little bit of extra time. That's day 2. But I can create all of my content from deciding what I'm doing for the next 3 months to breaking down my weekly things to breaking down my daily things and scheduling them for my social media. And then I can create them that same day. I can do that right then and there and get it all knocked out of the way. And all I have to do is worry about posting it. And pro tip here, you can actually schedule things on Facebook and on Instagram. Now, pro tip to the pro tip, do not use a scheduler. Schedulers are bad. They look like bots. They hurt your algorithm standing, which means your content does not get kicked out to people. So please do it manually. There are ways to do it. On Facebook, you can legitimately just schedule things. You're good to go. In Instagram, if you have a business account, which I don't recommend, for reasons we've talked about this before, but I don't recommend having a business account. But if you do, you can schedule it right from your desktop. If you do not, you can actually go into your Instagram main feed, set up a photo, type in the caption, and then instead of posting, hit the back button. And it will allow you to save it to your drafts folder. And then all you have to do is go into drafts, click a button, and away you go. Saves you so much time. So if you can actually create the stuff in advance, put it on the platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or you were talking about your YouTube channel, and then you just have it there, all you got to do is tweak it just a little bit before you send it out and hit a button and you're good to go. So if you take one full day or you take one full weekend and you plan your content, you create your content, you edit your content, and you put it out and schedule it and get it up there and get it ready or get it in a drafts folder, all you have to do for 3 months is sit there and press the button to send. And that frees up so much time for you. So batch creation is amazing because it saves you a ton of time, a ton of effort. Your head is already in the game. You're getting things done faster, better, stronger, and it saves time in the long run because you do not have to do it later on. Pretty dang cool, right? I'm excited for this one. If you're joining us live, I would love to hear from you guys. How are you using batch creation as you are building your profitable brand? And if you're joining us on replay, I want to hear from you guys too. Jump into the comments and let me know what you're doing in your business to batch create to save yourself a little bit of time and effort and to get this done in a really cohesive way for your brand. Batch creation is really cool because planning in advance allows it to be way more cohesive. It allows it to be something that really feels intentional and feels like you planned it because you did. And it revolves around that one topic, which kind of themes your month and gets people to not only pay attention to you, but to binge your content, because all of a sudden you're talking about a theme. You're talking about one thing that's important to them, and they are going to look for the next piece of content on that particular whatever it happens to be, the product, the service, the thing that you're teaching about, the thing that you're doing. They're learning from you or they're being entertained by you, and it's all on the same theme that is valuable to them. Pretty cool, right? All right, we are live here every single Thursday at 3 p.m. on social media for bosses, as we are hanging out talking about all those things you need to know to grow your profitable business through smart social media marketing. We have amazing guests coming up. I'm so excited for this as we're live on YouTube every single Thursday at 3 p.m. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe and notification bell because you don't want to miss out on our live broadcast talk show, Social Media for Bosses. I almost told you my author live talk show, which would not help you guys. But hit the subscribe and notification bell right now so that you do not miss out. You don't want to miss these incredible upcoming episodes. We've got some amazing people coming on to teach you some really cool things. And I'm here to bring you all of the knowledge and all the breaking news in the social media marketing world. Any platform additions or algorithm changes, all the trends you need to know. We are here for you, breaking all the news on the YouTube channel and over on our podcast, Social Media for Bosses, which we drop every single Sunday. You do not want to miss out. And if you've got social media questions, of course, you can join me every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard right here on YouTube Live, where I am breaking down your questions and getting you answered in real time. You can actually come over to our Facebook page and leave questions in advance when I put out the calls for the AMAs, or you can join me live and get answers in real time. I would love to see you guys come hang out and drop your social media questions for me right now on this video, because I would love to get those answered in the next AMA. Which is going to be really good. You guys saw some of those quotes from one we did yesterday. People are loving these AMAs, so you guys can come hang out. I would love to have you every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. right here on our YouTube page. We do drop brand new videos every Tuesday and Friday here on YouTube as well, and you do not want to miss out on all the fun there. And we've got some new books coming out, which are really, really exciting everywhere. No, they'll be available on Amazon. Wow, guys, I'm trying to talk to you about all my author stuff today. As a young adult fiction author, I'm available everywhere books are sold. These books are going to be available on Amazon. So stay tuned. Big things are coming. I'm really excited for this one. And thank you guys so much for joining me as we talk all about how you can create 3 months worth of content simply by batch creating it. Next week, we are going to be talking about one really cool thing you guys are not going to want to miss. We're actually going to be chatting about my #1 pro tip that I am not seeing people do that helps keep your newsletter out of people's spam folders. So we know a lot of these algorithms with some of the newsletter email service providers are taking our newsletters and just dumping them into people's spam boxes. This is my #1 most favorite tip to get your newsletter out of people's spam boxes, and most people aren't doing this. In fact, I don't think I've seen anyone do this. So I'm breaking down exactly how this is going to work and how it's keeping my newsletters out of people's spam boxes because I get people engaged. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to break it down next Thursday at 3 p.m. So come join me. It's going to be lots of fun. We'll see you here again on the channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and join me live for all the fun as I cater these amazing tips to you and your businesses when you tell me what it is that you do. So jump in the comments. Tell me what business you run. And maybe next time we will give you a shout out. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you guys again next week as we're breaking down my #1 tip for keeping your newsletters out of people's spam boxes. Until then, have a great day, my friends, and stay inspired. And come hang out, socialmediaforbosses.com and kmrobinson.com for more and some really cool freebies. See you over there.